Championship week in this inaugural Upshot League season is here. Welcome into HQ here at Action Sports Jacks. Thanks so much for hanging out with us here on Talk It Up. As always, I am your host, Mia O'Brien. Today, we kick off the show in a big way with one of the players who will be at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena on Saturday for the championship game. It's the Charlotte Crown, Schaquilla Nunn. Schaquilla, thank you so much for joining us here on Talk It Up. Congratulations to you and the Crown on advancing to this championship game. Walk me through the emotions when you realize, when you wake up this morning, hey, we got a title on the line come Saturday.
It's definitely an exciting moment. It's very surreal, honestly. You know, we played 3 games back to back, so it's a little deep breath, and then we know we're back in office starting tomorrow.
4-game win streak for the Charlotte Crown, one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team in the Upshot League over the last month of the season, including a 10-game win streak thrown in there. What's clicking for this team right now, Schaquilla?
I would just say, you know, us getting a better understanding of how each other plays. You know, some teams, as soon as they meet each other, they get it, and some it takes a little bit of time. We did have some adjustments. Some new people that came in, I was one of them later on because I had other obligations overseas. But I would definitely say it just took us a little longer to just become a little bit more cohesive together as a team.
The Upshot League's leading rebounder, Schaquilla Nunn, averaging 9.5 points per game, 9.5 rebounds per game, 11.5 points per game, almost a double-double. We know that come championship game, right? We're gonna take that game into account for those final statistics. So you do average a nice, clean double-double for the 2026 season. You mentioned it. You were a late newcomer you arrived late in the season for Tricia Stafford Odom and the Charlotte Crown because of overseas obligations. Walk me through why Upshot League and what was it like to be thrown into this season in the middle of the inaugural year?
Well, I felt like it was a perfect opportunity. I think I love the expansion of the women's basketball side, especially coming to the States. And you could see that it was good basketball, and that's what people want to see. That's what people want to be a part of. And, you know, we have our programs, we have different leagues around, but when I heard about the league, and I had friends and stuff that had either tried out or were telling me about it. It was like, I think you should be part of it. I did some research and I spoke to the coach. I thought it was a great opportunity. I think it's what we need. So I was really excited to be able to come back home, be able to play in front of my family. You know, I have been overseas for quite some time. And some family has came, but I would love for all of my family to be able to see me. And that's what Upshot has been able to do for me, is allow them to see me play at home.
Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to born in New York City, raised in the great state of Georgia, just up the road from us here in Jacksonville. And so in turn, for you, that's why it's been so easy for friends and family to scoot on over to Charlotte, Greensboro, Savannah, and Jacksonville, our founding 4 teams. When did you first pick up a basketball, Schaquilla?
That's a funny story. I was like 15, 16 years old when I decided to start playing basketball. Yeah, I was a late bloomer. I'm going to say that. I ended up not playing when I was a kid. I wasn't really a big basketball fan. I pushed it away more than anything because everybody always told me that because I was tall, I should play. So that was not a sport I wanted to do. I attempted to do every other sport. I played tennis. I danced. I did everything. I played volleyball. I loved everything. But my dad was like, he's not going to force it because he's not going to be the one to want it more than I do. And when I decided I wanted to play is when I started, which it wasn't until my sophomore year of high school.
And so what's that like? I mean, I'm assuming the girls you're playing with in high school in Georgia have been playing basketball their entire lives. And so is it natural, or like how much work do you have to put in to learn this sport?
Yeah, it wasn't natural at all. I was up at 6 o'clock in the morning with my head coach at the time, and you know, I was learning how to do a left hand and a right hand layup. I was learning the fundamentals of basketball, but it was something that I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to learn the game. I had amazing coaches that would sit down and watch film with me, and you know, like go through the different techniques of what I needed to do. So it was definitely not an easy road, but it was something that I was willing to work for. I loved it, honestly. I love the getting up, learning how to do it, you know, watching others and picking up from them what needed to be done and what's expected.
So you go from never having picked up a basketball until the age of 15 to 3 years later, you're playing at Winthrop. You're playing Division One
Yeah.
basketball. I mean, what sort of transition then goes from high school, where you've literally just learned the game, to now all of a sudden you're playing at the Division One level, even if it is mid-major?
I would say it was definitely just being a sponge. My coach was Kevin Cook, and he was a former WNBA coach as well. So he was really big on film. There was a lot of film that I would watch, and it was just learning and continuing to work on my craft and continuing to get in the gym. And there was one point where I was working on one move. I was perfecting that one move, and then I would move to the next. And I think that really helped for my developmental side. Um, I I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed the work. I was okay with putting in all that extra time for it too.
And so then you get ready for your senior year at Winthrop, and what happens?
I break my foot the night before. The night before our first game, I ended up breaking my foot. I was devastated. I felt like I was in the best shape. I was ready to conquer this season, and I ended up breaking my foot. So God had a different plan for me. And it actually took some time to recover. I ended up opting out of getting the surgery, and allowing my foot to naturally heal itself, which it did. But like I said, it did take some extra time. And then I ended up transferring, um, and going to Tennessee. And I had an amazing experience there. Um, all of it, and you just see the differences. You see the difference in the work. You see the difference in the opportunities. It was just an amazing experience.
And I mean, again, you're a newcomer, like you said, to the sport of basketball and women's basketball in particular. But at the same time, I would assume the history of Tennessee basketball was not lost on you. What happens is
No.
you're recovering from this foot injury, and you're devastated. You think you lose your senior year, and now all of a sudden, I understand. Of course, Pat Summitt had already retired at the time, but you've got. I'm assuming Kelly was your coach. Kelly Harper's on the phone, or
No, Holly was my coach
Holly
at
was
the
still there.
time.
Okay, so
Holly
Holly
Holly Willis was my coach.
so Holly's calling you, and you see the University of Tennessee, perhaps one
Right.
of the Mount Rushmores of women's basketball, on the phone. I mean, what's your first reaction when you see that pop up?
I was in disbelief, honestly. I was very nervous of just the entire transition of actually possibly not staying at Winthrop. And I wasn't sure if anybody was actually going to want me, so I was in the transfer portal and I was just going to sit there. And it was actually the complete opposite. So it was, I guess, it was a little eye opening and it made me feel good. But I was like, I definitely have work to do. These people expect certain things. I had played Tennessee a while ago. We had lost, but I think I had an amazing rebounding night, and they did not forget that. Apparently, they got in a lot of trouble for that. It wasn't on purpose, but I was doing my job. So I know they had certain expectations for me, and I wanted to be ready for that. I wanted to be ready whenever my number was called.
And so the number was called. You go to Rocky Top for 1 year, the traditional transfer portal, not any of these shenanigans we're seeing now,
No.
Schaquilla. Man, oh man. If that was the case, I mean, there's a chance you leave Winthrop way earlier than your true fifth year of college, which is
Yeah.
probably mind numbing to think about. I mean, especially in lieu of NIL, but I could wax poetic about that forever. Let's talk about then what comes after you leave UT. You get drafted in the third round of the WNBA, and then what happens?
I ended up getting drafted. I go to San Antonio. That is actually when I found out I broke my foot again in the combine. So we suspend my contract for me to have another opportunity later on. And I ended up going overseas. I started my first year in Germany. And then from there, I played for 9 years. I didn't take COVID year off. So technically it's supposed to be 10, but I did 9 years overseas so far.
I got the countries in front of me. So we got Germany, Austria, Egypt, Portugal, Poland, Lebanon, Iran, and Hungary. Which one was your favorite? Which one has the best food?
Oh, this is always so hard. I'm going to say my favorite one was Lebanon because of the experience of I've never seen a mosque and a church right next to each other. And I think it was more eye opening because it was we can accept any and everyone. And, as long as you show love and you have that space for somebody, people are allowed to be in that space. And I think that was the most eye opening experience I had for Lebanon. I really did enjoy that, and I think it just changed my perspective a little bit on life, just in general. So I always say that's my favorite because I'm like, I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Um, Food wise, maybe Budapest. I feel like there was a
Ooh.
lot of different types of foods that I really enjoyed. I would probably say Budapest is probably one of my favorite food places.
Hungry and hungry. Does that work?
Hungry and hungry, basically.
There we go.
Yes.
Excellent. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad that I played my cards right with that one. But to your point, again, that's part of why I know it's so meaningful for you to be back here playing in the Southeast in your home neck of the woods, Schaquilla. But those years overseas, in addition to eye-opening moments like you described during your time in Lebanon, what did it teach you about basketball that you've now been able to bring to the Upshot League?
I would say one of the biggest things is being a better teammate, whatever it is that your team needs. Yes, people love scores. Yes, people love, the hoop and the hall, all the theatrics of it. But how can you make your team better? Because majority of the time, you're not going to win a game by yourself, and if you do, it's very far few in between. There's very, very many talented young women that are out here. Um, and you're going to need your teammates. You're going to need your team, whether it is the four that's on the other four that's on the floor with you or the ones that's on the bench. You're going to need all of them. And I think the biggest thing was definitely learning how to involve all of my teammates at all times, um, and work with our strengths. We may not always be the most talented team, whatever it may have been, but we came out with the win because we were the better team.
Schaquilla Nunn of the Charlotte Crown, kind enough to join us here on Talk It Up ahead of Saturday's championship game between the Crown and the Waves. Let's shine a little bit of love on your teammates. Just, you could go however way you want. Who is it for you that you want to make sure we shine a spotlight on here on Talk It Up? You could say multiple teammates. You could say the whole roster if you want.
I was
But
going to say I love all of my teammates.
I
I
know you don't
can't
want
name
to.
one.
I know you don't want to sing
But
on. Who's hooping lately? Who do we have to keep an eye on for Saturday's championship game?
KK Deans has been hooping. I would say that, and Lily is back, and I'm so proud of her. And as our captain, as our leader, I just love what she brings to our team all the time, for
Lily
sure.
Grissett, of course, the pride of South Carolina. KK, when did
Yeah.
KK arrive in Charlotte?
I believe she arrived a month
It was
ago.
a
I
month
would say
ago?
about a month or so ago.
Because I know you guys haven't made the trip down here to Jacksonville in about a month, and so I know it would have been
Mm-hmm.
after the last time you guys were here.
Mm-hmm.
One player, too, one teammate of yours, obviously, Deja Kelly has joined us before here
Mm-hmm.
on this program. I think the leading scorer in the Upshot League needs no introduction. But I have stumped on this program. I've spoken to all four coaches about two players who I think if we were to give out a most improved in the Upshot League in 2026 award, it would go to either Jessica Timmons of Greensboro or Reagan Richardson of Charlotte.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
from what I have heard and gathered from my conversations with folks in the Upshot League, folks in the WNBA, teams in the W are taking notice of what Reagan has been able to do. Riri, as
Absolutely.
Coach Stafford Odom likes to call her. How have you kind of brought her and some of these other younger players on the Crown under your wing?
I think Riri is an amazing player on both sides of the court, and honestly, that's kind of hard to see a lot of the time. I think she's just coming into herself. Her defense, I feel like she can lock down a 1 through a 4, and that's really hard to do. She has the size, she has the strength, she has the ability to move her feet, and she also has the ability to go get a bucket. And the way that girl moves down the floor, it's a beautiful sight to see. I feel like she's down there in less than 3 seconds, which I would love to be able to do something like that. But I think it's just continuing to encourage her and allow her to know that we believe in her, we trust her, and we want her to do these great things. And the more she gets comfortable with just her game and everything, I think the more she's going to flourish.
And of course, I'd be remiss. We're going to bring up her photo here after we finish speaking with you, Schaquilla, because she did make her WNBA debut last night. Michelle Onya, your tag team partner in the front court.
Yes.
Your roomie, too. Even better. What was it like?
Yes.
Did you guys get a tag? Oh, there we go. Thank you, producer Noah. Let's talk about Michelle now. Let's talk about what she was able to do going from the Crown to the Indiana Fever. Did you guys get to watch it all last night? Was your game wrapped up?
We were done at the time, yes, so we were able to watch it. Yes, we were excited when we saw her. We were all screaming. We were really excited to see that she was actually dressed out on the floor at the time. Yes.
I love it. Fantastic. Well, we're very excited for Michelle. We're very excited for you guys. Last one from me, Schaquilla, before we let you go. And of course, we look ahead to Saturday's championship game. Rebounding. It's an art form. And I think that between what you've done in the Upshot League, leading the way on the boards, what Angel Reese, of course, is doing in the WNBA, it's something that I think we all love to wax poetic about when it comes to winning in between the margins and winning the game within the game. And I think a lot of people will look back at the 90s and Dennis Rodman and say, see, rebounding matters, but that's kind of it. Yeah. For you, what is the secret? You don't have to give away any, I shouldn't say secret. I don't want to make you give away any secrets, but what is your magic sauce to rebounding?
I would just say it's just a will. It's a will to want it. It's just something that I know it allows us to get extra possessions. I know I don't want to give the other team extra possessions. They are a really good team. So it's just, in my opinion, it's just a will of want. And I think that's something that, regardless on how I'm doing offensively, I know that's something I can give my team. I know that's something that's just an effort at that point, and they deserve it, you know. And whatever is going on with me, they definitely deserve it. And I'm going to try and go get every single one of them for them.
It may not be the 95 in Charlotte that it is right now outside in Jacksonville, but let's get you inside, Schaquilla. God bless you doing this interview outside. I know you've lived in some warmer weather climates and you're a Georgia girl. We got to get you.
I'm enjoying it a little bit right now.
Hey, okay, I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that. We're very excited to see you here in Jacksonville for Saturday's championship game. Any parting words to the Crown fans out there listening here on Talk It Up?
I just want to tell them I greatly appreciate the support throughout the entire season, and I'm so excited for those that are coming and those that are still supporting that are online, and I can't wait to see everybody on Saturday.
The Crown, the Waves, championship game #1 in the Upshot League. Schaquilla Nunn will be there. We hope you will be as well. Schaquilla, thank you so much for joining us here on Talk It Up. We'll see you on Saturday. There she goes, Schaquilla Nunn. And as I noted with her before we came on the air, folks, we got a little UT flavor to today's program. Rennia Davis going to join us at 2:30. The pride of Duval and, of course, Knoxville as well. The Jacksonville Waves forward joins us at 2:30. But first, we get you caught up to speed on everything that happened in the final week of the regular season. That's next here on Action Sports Jacks.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3, don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jacks Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jacks into the search bar, and then click Action News Jacks thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jacks Now. Live daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
We've got the Brenton Austin Show daily, live sporting events, and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jacks Now using your Roku device.
Nimnicht is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnicht is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. Thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the Nimnicht family of dealerships. My family has been part of the Nimnick family for almost 20 of those 85 years, and I've told you about all the different vehicles that we've purchased. But it's not about the cars and the trucks. It's about the service and also the Nimnick relationships that expand all around the community.
Congratulations to Jordan Matthews, our committed to the uncommitted player of the year.
Nobody but Nimnick. They are there for you and your causes, your car buying experience, and they are there for you 24 hours a day at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Experience professional grade with big inventory and even bigger savings. And Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Nobody but Nimnick for 85 years. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Caprini risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com. Nimnick is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnick is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. Thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the Nimnick family of dealerships. My family has been part of the Nimnick family for almost 20 of those 85 years, and I've told you about all the different vehicles that we've purchased. But it's not about the cars and the trucks. It's about the service and also the Nimnick relationships that expand all around the community.
Congratulations to Jordan Matthews, our committed to the uncommitted player of the year.
Nobody but Nimnick. They are there for you and your causes, your car buying experience, and they are there for you 24 hours a day at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Experience professional grade with big inventory and even bigger savings. And Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Nobody but Nimnick for 85 years. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jacks Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jacks into the search bar, and then click Action News Jacks thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jacks Now.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3, don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com. It's the Kingfish Tournament for the entire family. The 2026 Dailies Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin. Cash payouts to the top 25 places, lady and junior angler divisions, no bait buying, and limited boundaries. It's June 13th, and right now get early entry for $250 until May 31st. OldSchoolKingfish.com for all the details. First place prize is a $130,000 Yellowfin hybrid boat. It's the 2026 Dailies Old School Kingfish Shootout presented by Yellowfin.
An extended commercial break because we were escorting our next guest into the building, the one and only, the pride of Ribault High School, Jacksonville Waves post, Rennia Davis. I said, I'm not going to judge you. You are from Jacksonville, but you found your way here.
I found it.
It's just once you get into the building, it can be a little complicated into the parking lot and everything else. Don't worry, producer Noah's been working here for 4 years and he still doesn't have an ID badge, so don't feel too bad. He's still learning his way around here, but we appreciate you stopping by in studio, no less. Championship week, Rennia, you ready to rumble?
It's here, man. I'm excited.
So for you guys, I know it's kind of been an up and down last 10 games, winners of 6 of those 10. I know disappointing loss yesterday in Savannah, but obviously a ton of fight from both of those two teams. What's your biggest takeaway from the final week of the regular season?
Man, first off, shout out to Savannah, honestly. I felt like that was a game that they needed. I felt like that was a game that they worked hard to win. Unfortunately for us, we was on the losing end of that, but I thought it was just a good moment for basketball in general and just the league for them to get a win. And for us, I mean, we just got to use this week to lock in. We know the goal has been the goal all season. It's been the same. It's to win a championship, to be the first team to do that right here in Jacksonville, Florida. And so that's been our goal, and that's still our goal. Last 10 games has showed us a lot about ourselves, and then we're just going to use this week to learn and improve.
25-9. First place regular season champions in this inaugural Upshot League season. But I think what's, in my opinion, the most underrated part of this championship year for Jess Bogie and the Waves, you guys have not made a single roster transaction.
Yeah.
Same 11 that started are the same 11 you're rocking with now. I mean, you've played obviously in the W, you've played overseas. Like, how rare is that? Not a single roster change from start to finish. And I just want to make sure the microphone and you're just talking into it. I know Noah's monitoring those levels.
Yeah, I think maybe last season in Turkey was the first experience I had with that. No, actually somebody got changed out to work. So this is my first experience with that. So it's been nice to just kind of build some camaraderie, build a community, build a standard here that we want. And sometimes it's difficult to have players come in and out. It's worked out for a couple of the other teams, but sometimes that's difficult. So it's been nice to kind of have the same group and just be working toward the same goal the whole season.
Wave Gang. I remember when Jess Bogie was hired back in October, she had a couple of names on her short list. And of course, you know, she confidentially, I can say it now, the statute of limitations is up. She confidentially shared with me that you were very much on that list if you did not make a WNBA roster. Walk us through the process of being courted by the Upshot League and ultimately where we sit here today.
I don't know if I can really say that the Upshot League courted me. I think that once I realized that there was going to be a team in Jacksonville, I was excited more than anything. And obviously my main goal was to be in a W this summer, but it just didn't work out like that. And here I am right here playing at home in Jacksonville. So I think it's a big blessing. I think that it worked out amazingly for me just to be home. I haven't played home since high school. So this is huge. It's cool with me. It worked out.
And you got your whole family. They sit in the front row right behind us on press row. It's amazing.
Yeah, they be lit.
So with that said, this is going to be different than any other interview we've done all season long here on Talk It Up on Action Sports Jax, because your story is so unique, Rennia. So let's go back to the beginning. What has Jacksonville meant to you, the city of Jacksonville, from when you first picked up a basketball to now?
Man, Jacksonville, I mean, the state of Florida in general, but Jacksonville specifically just means a lot to me. I rep Florida really hard. Overseas, everywhere, all around the USA. Like, I rep Florida really hard. I'm a true Floridian. And Jacksonville, 904, Duval County, man, it's where I was born and raised. I learned everything, the core values of everything. I picked up my first basketball here, right at Johnny Ford, K through 8, right over there across the street from the post office, man. I picked up my first ball over there, and that means a lot. It does feel kind of weird playing at ViStar, though.
Yeah.
That feels kind of weird because I'm used to going at concerts in there. But seeing it transform into, wave land in there is insane. Like, it's just such a surreal moment.
Ribault High School. I think we need to give a history lesson, Rennia, when it comes, because it wasn't just you. The history of women's basketball in Jacksonville, Ribault High School is so integral to that. If you could just share for those who may be unfamiliar.
Ooh, it's a long list of accomplishments over there at Ribault, which is the main reason why I wanted to join that legacy and that dynasty that they had going on over there. But if I'm not mistaken, how many state championships do we have? 11?
Yeah.
I think we have 11 state championships. I was blessed to be a part of 3 of those, and 1 national championship that we won in Dix. In national, where were we at? Madison Square Garden in New York. So that was insane experience. Like, that was crazy. And obviously I have to give a shout out to Dillard High School, because I think us two are up there top 2 with the state championships in Florida. But Ribault is where it's at. Ribault is the standard. It's been the standard for years, and obviously right now we rebuilding, but the history is there. And when the girls go to Ribault, they know the history, they know the legacy, they know the greats that came through there, and there's a standard there.
Who did you model your game after when you were young?
I feel like I have such a unique game. Like,
you do. You could guard 1 through 5. You could play 1 through 5.
And it was so interesting when you introduced me as a post player, because I've never been introduced that way.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Never. But it's interesting to hear, how everybody else perceives the situation. But modeling my game, I can't really say. I like Candace Parker's game when I was growing up. Obviously Kevin Durant, and probably those 2 the most. A little bit of Carmelo Anthony in there, but mostly Candace and KD.
Let's take that question and pivot it a little bit. Who in Jacksonville was your biggest influence in your basketball career?
Ooh, I gotta give a shout out to Coach Sheila Pennick, man. I got to. That was the one right there, and it was basketball, but it was other stuff too. It was just life in general. Like, those 4 years I spent with Coach Sheila at Ribault, it transformed me. Just as a young woman, just trying to figure it out. And she has so many layers to her. And if nothing else, she's taught me to just explore life outside of basketball as well. When you were growing up, was there a moment, do you remember, where you were like, I'm going to go play basketball at Ribault and I'm going to be a McDonald's All-American? Never thought about the McDonald's All-American part. Honestly, that was the one thing that was surprising to me. When I was a McDonald's All-American, that was like genuinely surprising to me. I remember I was like on the verge of possibly being a McDonald's All-American, and I know that I had to go to one camp. I went all the way to Houston. There was a John Lucas camp, and I ended up performing really well, and there ended up being some scouts in there from the McDonald's All-American. So that's kind of how I got that last push in there, but that one surprised me. Ribault, I knew I was going to Ribault. My mom wanted me to go to Ribault for early college, though. Mm-hmm. She was more into academics than basketball. It just happened that they had both. It just happened that they have one of the best women's basketball programs of all time in the state of Florida. Yeah, exactly. Works out that way. Hey, listen, I don't want to say it because I know the Northwest Classic is just around the corner, but you could say the same thing with football with the Rains boys because of the program academically that also is offered there. So I ain't no hater. Yeah. I'm not no hater. You just root for Duval. They doing anything over there. Rains on the football side. I ain't gonna get them no credit on the basketball side. Hey, there it is. There it is. Rennia Davis, the pride of Duval, hanging out with us. The Jacksonville Waves, the Charlotte Crowns, Saturday championship game, inaugural Upshot League season. Rennia, the decision to go to UT, what was the biggest factor for you wanting to go play on Rocky Top? Similar to Ribault, the history. I'm big on that. I like knowing that greatness has been in this space before I step in there. I like knowing that there's a standard, and I like having something to like hold myself accountable to, and something to chase after. And individually, I was able to accomplish quite a few things at Tennessee. Unfortunately, from a team standpoint, that was just a lot of changes that was made from the coaching staff and players that were in and out. So it was tough for us collectively, but individually, I was able to do quite some things at Tennessee.
And then I was there on draft night when you do get the call. You do go in the first round. A little bit longer of a wait, I think, than a lot of people thought. But now as we look back here on the last 5 years of your pro basketball career, what is the biggest thing you are most proud of?
I'm happy that God had me wait, honestly. And it's not even like waiting to be drafted at number 9 pick, but I'm still in waiting. Like, honestly, I'm still waiting. But that's just the beauty of it. Like, who knew that a stop along the way would be in Jacksonville, Florida, where I was born, you know? And I think that you have to just keep the perspective in situations like this. But, I mean, God has been really good. So in certain moments, like, obviously, while I'm getting drafted, I'm nervous, I'm sweating. I actually stepped away to the bathroom and I cried for like 2 seconds after the 5th pick was called, because I was like almost in a panic, you know, because I was projected top 3. But it worked out. Minnesota was a perfect situation for me. I was injured, obviously, so I had to sit out, but the training staff there was amazing. So it worked out.
And now here we are. You get to play for a championship in your hometown on Saturday. Shine some light on the rest of the Wave gang.
For sure.
For those who maybe haven't been to a game so far this season, who should they be keeping an eye out for on Saturday? You could go 1 through 11 if you want, but what is it about the Waves and the Wave gang that makes you guys so entertaining to watch?
You said it. I mean, 1 through 11. You just never know. I mean, I would say we got 8 players that at any moment can give you 15, 18, 20. You know what I'm saying? So, but I would say the same for Charlotte. So that's why the game for me is going to be really fun and exciting. Like, I'm genuinely excited for this game. I think it's a pretty fair matchup. I think that on both sides, like, we've been working on things throughout the season to get better. And I think the 2 best teams are getting this opportunity. So I'm excited.
What's been the message from Coach Jess?
It depends on the day. You know?
That's how Noah and I feel whenever we talk to Coach Jess too.
But right now, our main goal is to just be where our feet are at, you know? We know the last 10 games and how they've been for us, and we know the areas that we need to progress in, but we can't skip this week of things that we need to get better in and look so far ahead to the 29th. We got to use these next 5 or 6 days to be present, be where our feet are at, and just get better. And
you got duty back over the weekend from South Sudan national team duty. What sort of lift was that for this roster?
Duty, honestly, that means a lot for this team, like on the court, but off the court a lot. She's like, you know, the mother of the team is what they call her. But she just has that energy about her, like that protective energy, that energy that I think a lot of people on our team, especially some of the younger players, they kind of gravitate toward that. So I think just her energy and her presence was definitely missed while she was gone.
Let's finish with this. You said that I introduced you as a post, and you were like, "Man, I've never introduced it as a post." I mean, technically, in the lineup book in the Upshot League, they got you listed either at the 4 or the 5, depending on the night.
The 5 is insane to me. But I understand.
So describe your game for those who've never seen you play. How would you describe your game?
I can't put myself in a box like that and call myself a post. Like because originally I started off as a guard. Mm-hmm. And then obviously the game is transitioning, and so last year I played my first full season as a post player in Turkey, but it worked out. I got MVP of the league, so it was cool. So maybe identifying as a post is not the worst thing, but I just like to call myself a positionless player. Like I feel like with me, with the right coach and the right system, you can plug me anywhere on the court. I could play the 2, the 3, the 4. I guess I could play the 5 too now. I just learned that this season though, so.
WNBA teams, I hope you're listening as we're hearing this.
I don't really want to play the 5 in the W.
So. No, yeah, that's all right. They're a little bit bigger in the boom room up there. All right, Rennia, more than anyone else who's been on this program in the last 15 weeks, you gotta speak into the camera. So your camera's right here. You gotta tell the folks here in Duval why do they gotta come out on Saturday night?
Duval, pull up, come to the game. I know a lot of y'all have been here so far this season, but I have not seen some of y'all. All right. I love y'all. I love the city, and I know y'all love and care about us. Come out, see the Wave gang. We going after the championship, and I expect to see y'all there. I ain't gonna lie. I expect to see y'all there.
Hey, listen, even if you don't know the Waves, We all know Rennia Davis.
Rennia Davis.
The pride of Jacksonville. Come on out and support the Waves and the Crown Saturday. Rennia, appreciate you pulling up here at Action Sports Jacks. We're going to run through the highlights from the week that was on the other side, plus some other news and notes from the world of women's sports here in the 904. This is Talk It Up on Action Sports Jacks.
Nimnicht is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnicht is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. Thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the Nimnicht family of dealerships. My family has been part of the Nimnicht family for almost 20 of those 85 years, and I've told you about all the different vehicles that we've purchased. But it's not about the cars and the trucks. It's about the service and also the Nimnicht relationships that expand all around the community.
Congratulations to Jordan Matthews, our committed to the uncommitted player of the year.
Nobody but Nimnicht. They are there for you and your causes, your car buying experience, and they are there for you 24 hours a day at NimnichtBuickGMC.com. Experience professional grade with big inventory and even bigger savings. And Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Nobody but Nimnicht for 85 years. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Caprini risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I wanted to play in the NFL.
That's it. Back to her left side, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
What a pass. Say he doesn't make a tackle, you still feel like his presence is felt in every single play.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
It's content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjacks.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3, don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Loaded show here for championship week on Talk It Up on Action Sports Jacks. Our thanks to Schaquilla Nunn. Our thanks to Rennia Davis, both former Lady Vols on Rocky Top, for joining us ahead of the Crown and the Waves Saturday, 7 p.m. by Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Hey, let's get to it. The week that was in the Upshot League beginning in Duval. Savannah led Jacks by 3 at the half of Wednesday's tilt, but Kayla Pointer had other plans in the second half. Beats the horn to complete a 23-8 third quarter. The Waves get the win 70-58. Charlotte defeated Savannah on Friday night. Back up to Bojangles for 2 more Saturday and Sunday. This one, just Reagan Richardson, the certified hooper. It's as simple as that. She had 24 Saturday to lead the Crown. They picked up right where they left off on Sunday. The Groove made it tight, but KK Deans with 30 to pace Charlotte. The Jacksonville Waves won on Saturday in Savannah. Could Lauren Taylor and friends find a way to win on the regular season finale? Yes, they could. The dagger in OT. Hey, listen, you come join us on Talk It Up. Good things happen from there. Taylor with the game winner, 92-90, as the Steel finish off the 2026 season with a W. Let's take a look at the scores from that week that was, as mentioned, an overtime affair to put a bow on the regular season here in this inaugural campaign of the Upshot League. It was tight between Charlotte and Greensboro. We'll see how that impacted Noah and my pick coming up here in just a second. But as we do look at the standings to wrap up the 2026 year in the Upshot League, the Waves finishing at 25-9, a 2-game lead ahead of the Charlotte Crown. It'll be the Waves and the Crown in the championship game. Greensboro finishes the year at 11-23. The Savannah Steel do win 2 of their final 6 games. They finish at 9-25. Our stats leaders officially for the regular season, but as we said to Schaquilla Nunn, I'm going to count if she has more than 10 rebounds in the championship game. I'm going to say she averaged a double-double, so long as she holds on to that 11.5 point per game average. Deja Kelly is your scoring leader for the 2026 campaign. How about Jessica Timmons, Reagan Richardson? I look so smart, producer Noah. You can bring us back on camera now. I look so smart. Been banging the table, talking to every Upshot League coach, every WNBA coach I come into contact with. I'm like, Jessica Timmons, Reagan Richardson, 3-and-D, 2-way players. You really should consider them. And here they are, both top 5 in scoring for 2026. All right, here we are. We got one more week of picks to make between the Upshot League and the WNBA. 3 games in the W, of course, just that one championship game, and so that's 4 games. I am currently 3 games back of producer Noah, so basically I need you to chalk up the old goose egg, and I need to be perfect in order for me to complete the comeback on the season's picks.
So you're just going to have to go the opposite way of me in every single one.
All right, let's cue up that 3-pack in the W first. No need for a graphic. We know what that final game in the Upshot League is. Beginning Tuesday night, the Mystics have already clinched a playoff spot. The Phoenix Mercury and Dewana Bonner, before we came on the air, actually reached a buyout agreement. So it's going to be a shorthanded Phoenix side on Tuesday night. Who do you got in this one, Noah?
I'm going to go ahead and go with Washington. We'll say they go across the country, get a win in Phoenix.
All right. I got to go Oppo. That's the rule, right? Fine. Maybe Alyssa Thomas.
Or you protect the record and your pride.
That's true. All right. So I'm going to go with the Mystics. They're fun. If you listen to my WNBA tiers on ESPN radio, we've changed the definition of fun and frisky to fun, frisky, and frustrating. And that's the Washington Mystics, the youngest team in the W this year. How about Thursday night? The Valkyries traveling to the Liberty. Both have already clinched postseason berths.
Yeah, and I already went with one team traveling across the country. I'm not going to go with 2. I think the Liberty get the home win.
All right, so Noah has the Liberty, who have Leonie Febach back in the fold and look like a completely different outfit. I'm going to take the Valks just because a couple of disappointing losses. Of course, the one to the Minnesota Lynx, front of mind. Natalie Nakase's squad wanting to get on the right track ahead of the FIBA World Cup break. Sunday, last game before all these players who are playing for their home countries head over to the FIBA World Cup tournament in Germany. The Lynx, the Atlanta Dream. The Dream surprised us, Noah. Last week, we both picked the Aces in a Tuesday night tilt, and Atlanta got the dub. Who do you have in this one?
Well, the Lynx have been kind to me this year, and for that reason, I'm just going to thank Minnesota, and I'm going to say they get a win here.
All right, I'm going to take the Dream for no other reason. Never say I didn't say nice things about you, Angel Reese, especially when we've been joined today by 2 of the best posts in the Upshot League. And I brought up Angel Reese because
I think we got some more on Reese.
Oh, yes, we may, Noah. All right, we don't actually have the teams listed. We just got this beautiful graphic. You know, it's the Waves, it's the Crown. Who do you have in the 2026 championship game?
Come on now. We've gone all this way. I'm sorry. I have very much enjoyed our Charlotte guests. I have enjoyed everything this season there, but I'm not going against the 904. It's Jess Bogey and the Waves. They're bringing it home on Saturday.
Duval till they die. Oh, boy. Donna Orender is listening to this somewhere, and she's like, you gotta give some love to Charlotte. Jess, I'm going to just tell you this. Once upon a time, I would do the opposite when I would make picks because then the opposite would happen. So I'm going to take Charlotte just because we do support all of our Upshot League teams here on Talk It Up. How does that sound? All right, let's keep it moving.
I'm just saying real fast, though, you did pick 3 games opposite of me.
I did.
So there is a chance.
There is a chance that we tie, or I take over the lead in our season-long picks. But that would also mean the Waves don't win the championship game, and I would suffer some repercussions here locally if that was to happen, Noah.
Find out next Monday on Talk It Up.
And will Mia be here? Stay tuned to find out if I'm welcome back here, or if, Well, actually, I'm actually, and I just was talking to Rennia about this, so we might as well be transparent with the audience. I will not be at the championship game, unfortunately, because I had already booked a vacation. Commissioner Donna Orender is none too happy with me. Shout out, Donna. But it's okay. We got a great crew for the broadcast. Don't worry, you guys are going to have a ton of fun. And of course, you can catch that broadcast, all the over-the-air affiliates, including the Script Sports partnership, Amazon Prime, as well as YouTube and Mixler. All will be available. It's going to be a great crew. Gemstone Media is doing the producing, and they do the best job of anybody here locally. So you will be in good hands, and I will be back Monday, one way or another. Maybe, possibly. Maybe Jess Bogey will intercept me somewhere on I-95, should the Waves not win. But we'll see what happens. Let's keep it moving, Noah. Let's get to our game changer of the week. We didn't get to it yet, and as we round out our final 5 minutes of today's program, want to make sure we do, because from the hardwood to the pitch, let's give it up for the JU women's soccer team, who defeated Miami 2-0 in their season opener, their first win over a Power 4 school since 2000. For perspective, not a single member of this JU women's soccer team was alive the last time the Dolphins beat a Power 4 school. Even more impressive, it was the young guns who powered the Finns. True freshman Ula Omerzu netted the first score, and preseason All-ASUN sophomore Julia Del Prat scored the second goal. Game number 2 of the season at Charleston Southern got rained out last week. The Finns battled Georgia Southern to a scoreless tie on Thursday. They will try to slay another Power 4 school this Thursday when they travel to Gainesville to face Florida. Fins up. Although I also want to give a shout out to the Florida Gators, Noah, who knocked off reigning national champion perennial power Florida State last night on the women's soccer pitch. Let's get to all of the storylines we may have missed in the wide world of women's sports. Congratulations to Paige Beckers, who quite frankly popped off Sunday against the Seattle Storm. Paige didn't even have to play the fourth quarter, and she still netted 32 points in the 92-70 win. 12 of 16, including a career high 6 for 6 from distance. The Dallas Wings are still outside the playoff picture. They're in the playoff picture. They're the only team that hasn't clinched. They've got a sizable lead over the Portland Fire. They're going to be in the postseason. the Wings a chance to clinch here later this week a spot in the postseason. And of course, Paige Beckers and this gal, Angel Reese, will be a part of Team USA. Their first game at the FIBA World Cup is next Thursday, September the 4th. Angel Reese also with a 30-burger over the weekend. That came on Saturday against the Phoenix Mercury. Angel Reese's final line, 31 points, 14 boards, 2 assists, 4 steals. An absolute masterclass from the third-year pro for the Atlanta Dream. And of course, that other class of 2024 draftee who went number 1 overall, she dropped 37 last night, but I had already built out the rundown. And also, we give Caitlin Clark way too much love. Rightfully so. Let's check out the standings. As mentioned, the Dallas Wings have not technically clinched a playoff spot yet, Noah. Since I screenshotted these standings, the Mystics have punched their ticket to the playoffs for the first time since 2023. The New York Liberty also have done the same, and so the Wings, as you can see, are in the 8th spot, but they've got a 6-game lead on the Portland Fire with 3 games to play. So they will be in the postseason. However, formalities still have to play out. The Dallas Wings sitting at 22-16. Next game up for them prior to the FIBA break. Actually, I shouldn't say they have 3 games left because there are games after the FIBA break. So they've got 2 more before the break and then 4 after that. So, hey, Megan DeLeo, Nee Gustafson. Still a chance. Still a chance. We could see the Portland Fire be exactly what the Golden State Valkyries were last year, the first expansion team to ever make the postseason. Elsewhere, let's go back to the soccer pitch. How about the University of Georgia women's soccer team? A record crowd, not just at their own stadium, but at Sanford Stadium. Yes, you heard that right. The Dogs, the Lady Dogs, played at Sanford Stadium between the hedges, setting the NCAA record. That final tally, 25,433 fans watched as number 25 hammered James Madison 6-0 last Thursday at Dooley Field. That is the largest gathering to ever attend an NCAA soccer match, women's or men's. Congratulations to the top 25 Dogs. Marcel Robinson is smiling somewhere watching this whole broadcast as I give Paige Beckers and Angel Reese love. I'm giving his dogs love. We're giving everybody love. We're giving everybody their flowers. And speaking of giving your flowers, we're going to end on this note. The Little League World Series is underway. Kinley Erasmus. Yes, if that name sounds familiar, we'll get to why here in just a second. Tied Monet Davis, another former game changer on this program's record when it comes to girls playing in the Little League World Series. She had 8 strikeouts, which is now it ties the record. I want to make sure I get this correct. Ties the record of Monet Davis with those 8 strikeouts. Additionally, she plays for the nation's top flag football team. She's out of Phoenix City, Alabama, class of 2032. Congratulations to Kinley Erasmus, who tossed 6 scoreless innings, 8 strikeouts, a 4-0 winner as Alabama moved on in the Little League World Series. But let me make sure, because there's so many games going on, Noah. I want to make sure as of this writing if Alabama is still in this one. Do you know the answer to that? I know for you were just marveling more so at Colby Rasmus's niece, because that's a name you hadn't heard in a hot minute.
Yeah, I've not been following the Little League World Series. I saw Iowa threw a no-hitter, and I saw Kinley Rasmus had a big hit, and that's about the extent of I've been following this. Oh, and them thanking Carl Rabish,
yes,
who deserved his flowers last night.
So here it is. She is the 9th girl to pitch in the Little League World Series. Again, it was those 8 strikeouts, 6 scoreless innings. All she allowed was a single hit. She is the 5th girl with multiple hits in the Little League Baseball World Series. Of course, an RBI double that also led to that win. She tied Monet Davis for the most strikeouts from a female pitcher in tournament history. I still can't believe, too, that she's also this nationally renowned flag football player. So I think we're going to be hearing her name one way or another. Kinley changing the game even beyond the baseball diamond. That does it for today's episode of Talk It Up here on Action Sports Jacks, covering the wide world of women's sports in the 904 and beyond. Saturday, championship tilt between the Crown and the Waves, the inaugural Upshot League title game, VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. You can get your tickets by visiting upshotleague.com/tickets. We hope to see you there. We hope to see you back right here, same time, same place next Monday as we welcome the champions into Talk It Up.
Nimnicht is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnicht is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. Thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the Nimnick family of dealerships. My family has been part of the Nimnick family for almost 20 of those 85 years, and I've told you about all the different vehicles that we've purchased. But it's not about the cars and the trucks. It's about the service and also the Nimnick relationships that expand all around the community.
Congratulations to Jordan Matthews, our committed to the uncommitted player of the year.
Nobody but Nimnick. They are there for you and your causes, your car buying experience, and they are there for you 24 hours a day at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Experience professional grade with big inventory and even bigger savings. And Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Nobody but Nimnick for 85 years. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.